We want to address a disturbing to threaten our democracy and the safety of our communities. On Sunday, December 29, 2024, in the 72nd community in Painesville City, two individuals were brutally murdered in an act of mob justice for allegedly stealing a motorcycle. One of those victims was captured on camera being mobbed to death, and the other was subsequently killed as well. This heinous act of violence is totally unacceptable. It goes against the principles of justice, human rights, and dignity that we as a nation have subscribed to and will continue to aspire to improve in our country. The Liberia National Police, we condemn this action very strongly, and we can assure the public that the perpetrators will be brought to justice. As we speak to you, investigation is ongoing. We have been able to make full arrest of suspects that we can place on the scene. We're trying to see if we can connect them to the video. But as far as we are, we've been able to place those suspects on the scene where we're also gravely concerned over the wave of increasing attack on motorcyclists as well. There's been numerous attacks over the last 2 months on motorcyclists leading to death. Between Kanta, Saclay and Monrovia, we've had at least five incidents of shooting leading to the death and subsequent stealing of motorcycles from different victims at different points in time. And this trend is very alarming. We have the intelligence department working closely with the criminal investigation division, and they have been able to identify some of these suspects. One has been picked up for related to these what seem to be gang-related activities, because the MO is very, very consistent in all of the attacks that we have seen. We are also concerned about the issue of the homicide of Princess Wu, who was fatally stabbed by Bill Jala, who was subsequently arrested and charged with numerous crimes, including murder, aggravated assault, and has been forwarded to court for prosecution. He is currently detained at the Monrovia Central Prison, awaiting prosecution. Yesterday, we were informed of a call from the Sincor community reporting an incident involving Mr. Anwar Futlu, the general manager of Boulevard Palace. Mr. Futlu was reported to have ingested some chemical, a declogger, one of those things that you use to pour in the drain to declog it, and rushed to the medical facility and was later pronounced dead. We are investigating circumstances surrounding his death. The initial look of things, it looks it's synonymous to suicide. However, we are keeping an open mind in the investigation. As I speak to you, the coroner inquest is ongoing on the remains of Mr. Futlu. The coroner should be reporting within the next few hours. And once that is done, we will have a definite conclusion in the matter. But for now, it has all of the elements of suicide. But until we can get the final word from the coroner, we're going to hold on to what we have. We have brought in people to assist with the investigation. Nobody's under arrest. These are people who were in his line of movement yesterday, and they are fully cooperating with the investigation. And I think we're leading to some closure at this matter. But until we can get the coroner inquest completed, not rush to speak any further. The police, as an organization, we're deeply concerned over cases of gender-based violence, which have affected not only civilians but also female officers within the Liberia National Police and other security agencies. The LNP categorically condemned any form of violence, especially gender-based violence. These acts undermine the core values of justice, equality, and human rights that our institutions stand for. The acts of violence are not just criminal acts, they are also assault on every basic fabric of our society. The Liberia National Police strongly condemn the incident, and we are investigating all of these issues. Sometimes, I mean, even within the system, we fail to exhaust all of the avenues that are available to us. So that when these issues happen, we have to continue to consistently remind the officers that there are different levels of engagement that you can seek redress from these issues. So we will encourage female actors within the law enforcement body to continue to utilize these different channels whenever, I mean, you feel in any way, if you just feel that it doesn't have to be physical, if you just believe that that action in any way suggests to you that it is an advancement on you, please use those the mediums that are available to you and test the system. We are going to do everything we can to get to the bottom of it, but for now we're looking into all of these allegations that are not just with the Liberia National Police, but other law enforcement bodies as well. The fire incident at the Capitol, the investigation is ongoing. We have elements pointing to arson. However, we are looking at the specialists to come in, international actors to come in and conclude the investigation. But for now, we have identified some people of interest that we are talking to. There's absolutely no one on arrest, but there are people who the police continue to speak with on a daily basis. I mean, and it continues to lead from one place to another, and we're following all of the leads at this point in time. So we're hoping that we can get the foreign investigators in as soon as possible. And once it is concluded, then we will move on to the next stage of the investigation. I know everybody have got tons of questions, so I'll stop here and you can ask some questions.
So okay, let them answer first. Happy New Year, Eve first.
Thank you. We should be saying. As I read this thing, but she got the first question. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I have to say that. Well, my name is Maza Khan from OKFM. I'm concerned about two basic things. One is with the motorcyclist issue. There have been numerous reports, like you just outlined a few on Cancer Highway, that's on the highway, but even in town, there have been a lot of complaints from motorcyclists. I know some people that have gone through, like, say, motorbike road police, they sometimes get they hire them, a lot of pretense carry them, inject them sometimes, allegedly steal their bikes because you're trying to make some arrests. So I really want to know, why do you think people will go that route to be mobbing people on allegation of motorbike roads? Is it that complaints have been made, police not intervening, or what? That's the first question. And then the next one has to do with Mr. Crypto, the late. I know you stay investigating, but please tell us, where was his body discovered? And then how were you able to just come at this point that probably you could tell me as a suicide when the investigation stayed pending? And then we hear about one security being arrested, and we have refuted that no arrest has been made yet. But we understand that one person at security, and he was at the first place when the sister had given you address this because it's in the public already. Yes.
Okay, let me do two questions first, and then we can. So the motorcycle issue that we're talking about, it's something that's been going on for a while, for a couple of years now. At first, it was based right in the Gardnersville area, and so we had a focus in that area, addressing. We sent teams there to deal with that issue. It has subsided in that area, and they've moved to other parts of town. The MO, they normally will stop you as a passenger. Sometimes they come with a syringe and then inject people with substances. Other times they offer you something to drink, and once you take that, you fall asleep and then they take a bite. But then they've elevated it now to getting on as passenger and just shooting the rider and taking the bike away. So we've made several arrests. We've had numerous cases prosecuted on this issue, so it's not something that the police have not been dealing with. We've had several people detained at the Central Prison part of the court for prosecution in and with these motorcycle issues. And like you say, the issue of mob violence, why is it on the increase? I mean, there are multiple reasons why you will see more justice in any society. One of the things that we have been dealing with since we took over is the issue of low trust in law enforcement, and that lack of trust and legitimacy extend just beyond law enforcement, but it goes to the entire justice and rule of law sector. And sometimes when people believe that they question the workings of the system, they tend to want to take law into their hand. And that's why you see we continue to have these continuous community engagement to try to build trust and legitimacy, but it just doesn't stop with us. Because when we arrest and follow the court, we do not control what happens beyond that point. But I think it is one of the things that we as a nation must strive for is to improve trust, not just in local law enforcement, but in the entire justice and rule of law system. The issue of the manager of Boulevard Palace, it's my understanding that the call came from the humanitarian house on 9th Street. Look, at this point in time, I think I want us to be a little sensitive to the plight of the family and hold on to some of these issues, because I think they're hurting their money at this point in time. And let us just be a little civilized and not start to politicize this particular action, because we're already starting to pick up connection to his death with political issues. This particular issue that we're investigating, we haven't been able to pin any other actor in the death of this gentleman. He went to the humanitarian house. He went into the bathroom with a bag from a supermarket containing the declugger, and when he started to scream, the security went in and he was helped into the hospital. I would like to stop here on that issue for now, just out of respect for the family until we can conclude the investigation. But I can guarantee the public, so far so good, there's no connection to any form of homicide as far as the death of the general manager of the hotel is concerned. Thank you.
Thank you, Archie and Aaron Talu. I report for LMTV. On Christmas Day and day after Christmas, there's a report that a 39-year-old named Amos Johnson allegedly murdered a fellow in the 72nd Pastor community. How far you gone with that investigation?
He was arrested, charged, and he has been forwarded to court.
Fabi, yes. My name is Fabi Priya and I report for State Radio. My question has to do with the fire incident at Capitol Building.
Yes, please.
Today is exactly 14 days since the incident, and according to what you just told us, that no one is under arrest. We have people of interest, and then you are talking to have foreign investigators in order to come up with whatever decision. So I'm concerned about the Liberian National Police inviting foreign investigators to come. Why this time? Aren't you?
So the Liberia National Police is not a fire entity. Even though we have put everything on us in the country, which we wholeheartedly take it because we're willing to show up whenever anything happens, but we do not have that expertise. More so, as much as we are aware of, and as much as our little understanding of fire investigation go, if we even tell you all right and say there's an arson, they'll put a political spin into it, and the next thing will be, oh, they just lying and stuff like that. So let the people who are expert come in and help us with this particular part of the investigation so that we can have it from at least independent verifiers as well. So this is a joint security investigation with the National Fire Service. The request has been made to the U.S. government through mutual legal assistance and a follow a diplomatic note, and we're hoping that we should have that assistance as soon as possible.
Yes, just a follow-up to a question. Can you tell us the name of those persons of interest? Is the speaker, Funati Kofa, part of those of interest?
No, I can't tell you the names of those people. Next.
Yeah. So in connection to that question, the Liberia Fire Service went at the building where the incident occurred. Was there any initial report given to the Liberia National Police by the Liberia Fire Service?
Well, they're doing a joint investigation and they're sharing all of the pieces of evidence that they pick up, all of the findings, everything are jointly shared. So not an official report to the police, but they are working together in dealing with the issue.
So we'll take one more question.
The last question.
Just a follow-up. Still on the brain of the legislature, I'm concerned because the Senate has approved $1.8 million for the renovation of that building. And now you're telling us that the investigation is still ongoing. How soon do we expect this entire investigation to come to a conclusion?
Well, it can be as soon as possible. As soon as the expertise that we have requested is provided, then we will be able to conclude the investigation. It's not on us, it's whenever that expertise is provided. So they can have 2 minutes to renovate it, and they will not touch it until the investigation finishes.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the press, thank you for coming. The audio is accessible anytime. You want to be